Hey, folks. Welcome to Rime of the Frostmaiden. We're in our ninth session now, and I am your Dungeon Master, Dungeon Mister, and joined by our wonderful players as always. If you guys want to say anything,
Howdy,
Hey,
folks. Tired.
that's fair. And we are unfortunately down a couple players this evening. Maybe Houndson's player will be able to join us later. Unsure at the moment, but we're gonna keep on keeping on. The adventure stops for no one. And without further ado, let's get into it. Get a little bit of a recap going. As you guys did make some good headway last time, traveling from Dugan's Hole to Goodmead, not uneventfully at all. As winds raged across the tundra, barren trees actually seemed to wander on their own volition and gave warning as you called out to them and actually spoke, unsure of their meaning. A snowy owl landed near the trail, transforming into a human woman adorned in white furs and antlers. She claimed that one of you had been attempting to cheat against Oral's wishes, and thus demanding you give up all of your food at once or suffer the consequences. Pointedly motioning to Severage's use of making magical food, even unbeknownst to some of you, but making the decision to give up your food since you didn't want to risk seeing what the Druid of the Frost and her talking trees could do. She let you go on her way. Further still along the trail, you came across a blizzard as a pair of Perrytons assaulted, sought the hearts of anyone they could find. A quick threat to deal with, granted you with actually a bit of food for the day. When you arrived at Goodmead, you stayed the evening and even heard a rumor about hidden vandals and thieves up in Caer Konig, but with Phineas's condition getting worse and eager to see about this killer white moose, headed to the other direction, crossing through Bryn Shander. You made it to the walled settlement without issue. Spent the night at the Northlook, where some of you messed about with a singing and snapping knucklehead trout, the largest any of you had seen. Houndon actually found his father's ring inside its gullet, attached to a bony dwarven finger to boot. And the next morning, Alara and Phineas went to the local temple to seek guidance and hopeful restoration of Phineas's condition. Not able to muster up any any payment for healing, Phineas only received some advice from the priestess of Amonitor, while Alara seemed to find a little bit of a friend in a small gnome in a teddy bear type coat and outfit. He claimed his friend Macradius could probably heal Phineas, but he was away doing some research in a cabin north within the Lonely Wood. I asked that you all would go check on him if you could. The woods do tend to be dangerous. With this information, you had even more reason to head to Lonelywood. Traveling for a couple of hours, made sight of Targos, opted to continue your travel north to Tourmaline, hoping to make good time. And as you're kind of passing by Targos, yeah, Draxius would kind of just start wandering to follow the troop that looks like that said they were going to climb Kelvin's Cairn, about a day and a half to 2 days travel away north of the Dwarven Valley. Say some mild goodbyes and probably a good like arm shake to Mokatir and a pat on the head for Hounds and telling him, yes, you are a strong, big man. And I will hopefully see you all soon, but I feel the mountain calling for me.
Well,
I will miss you, Draxius.
Kind of just gives a nod and agreement, essentially. And without much fuss, it seems like Draxius, for the little time you guys have known him, is a man of, well, maybe not quick thoughts, but determination. And stalwartly catching up to the crew that is going to climb the mountain, leaving you at the edge of Targos. You guys opt to kind of pass by it and try and make your way to Tourmaline before, well, too late in the evening. Because right now you're probably the peak of day light. It's probably like noon. And you guys continue your journey. Heading northward, kind of a northeastern direction at this point to Tourmaline. Moketeer's still kind of leading the pack. Mo, if you'll roll me a d20.
Give me 1 second, just had to take care of the pup.
You're good.
Dead even.
Alright, with the 10. Traveling for a good portion of time. Daylight comes and daylight goes as quick as it does up here in the frozen north. You find yourself at the edge of a small settlement before, like, it's just barren, crossing over mostly tundra, and you can kind of see the edge of the Mare Dualden to the left of you as you start your last half of your travel. But you eventually arrive at your destination, that is Tourmaline. Bring you guys actually there. You would see some lights on in town and some people lightly wandering about. And a couple of you had been here before, mostly just Mo and Severage. And kind of, as you approach the town, you could kind of hear some light shouting from nearby. It sounds like a younger individual as you start walking through the small town that is Tourmaline. It's a boy, actually, wrapped in heavy winter clothes. Seems to be shouting the news to people as the day passes by, even in this probably like 5 or 6 at night. As it's starting to get cold, see his teeth kind of chittering. The gemstone mine closed because of monsters. Speak a mass to you, offering 50 gold to anyone who clears it out. And he's just calling out for pretty much anyone to listen. A couple people will like, yeah, that sounds about right. You know, people walking in the street. I was wondering about that mine. Makes sense, it's monsters. Damned winter. Got monsters to boot.
I've come through this town quite a bit, but I do not recall a gem mine. Letters, do you know anything about that?
I believe there's a mine to the north. We can go. Last I heard, it was profitable.
Yeah.
That's the Lonely Wood.
No, the other direction. Around the Lonely Wood.
Do you happen to know anything about the monsters in this area?
Everything's changed recently. It could be anything.
Perhaps suggest we could find some more information from this child, then.
Unlikely, but we could probably find out where the miners are staying. If they're not working, they're probably drinking.
True. Very true. Boy!
Oh, yes, sir.
Who is giving out this quest?
Oh, it's Speaker Matthew. Matthew. It's got an S before the Thew. I always forget.
And would the speaker be in the town hall?
Oh, no, well... No, he's staying at the Blue Clam. Why do
It's been
you
a while.
ask? Are you here inquiring about the monsters in the mine?
Perhaps we could lend aid?
Oh, well. I mean, mine's awfully important to Tourmaline. I heard closing it, well, me pa... well, he's gonna be out of a job for a while if it's closed. The same goes for about a third of the town. Seeing as the lake's all frozen for the most part.
Well, this seems like something that we might be able to help out with, as he looks to the rest of the party. For agreement?
Oh,
It seems to be our MO lately.
he's offering 50 gold.
For each person of the party, or total party?
Oh, I don't
Probably.
know. Wow. You are...
Greedy,
bird.
greedy.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even see you there in the darkness. You are quite a woman, and a bird. Oh dear. Father's never gonna believe this.
Not today,
Well.
at least. Well,
Believe it he shall.
Right. Matthew's like you. Pointing to Mo.
He is of Orcish descent.
Oh yeah. His father, I think, adopted him a while back. That's about all I know, though, of him. Nice bloke.
Is there anything else you could tell us about this plight of the mines?
Well, that's all I really know, just what I was told to tell folk. If anyone was brave enough to venture down there and, well, root out this monster so it could get back to mining.
how long have you been telling people this?
About 2 days or so.
Not too bad then.
And perhaps you have notion of anybody that has taken upon this quest.
Nobody yet that I know of, otherwise I would stop speaking. As I do.
Fair enough. Perhaps you could point us to this blue clam.
Oh, you can't miss it. As soon as you feel the breeze coming from the, well, follow the edge of the water. And then follow the breeze to the northwest side of town. You can't miss it. A small little tavern.
Is that where most people stay as well?
Oh, no, most people stay at the east side.
And is there anything else your town has to offer? It's been some time since I've been around these parts.
Well, depends on who you know. If you're looking for provisions and whatnot, we could scrounge some up. I know my ma has some... Well, she picked up some fish down by the docks. Could probably find some salted fish there. Maybe some clams if you're lucky.
Fish. Your town has only fish.
The fishing village.
Well, we are on the edge of the water, sir. Occasionally you get some deer or rabbit from the woods, but I think rumors of the Lonely Wood, well, being haunted by a white moose have scared away most people. Mostly up north, though. I don't know a whole lot about that, though. Never seen a moose.
Are there any rumors about any hermits or people living in a cabin in the Lonely Wood?
Oh yeah, there's lots of cabins all around. A few at the edge of the village. What are you referring to? Well, I mean, I'm
Uh,
just a kid. I shouldn't know too much.
Ever hear of Macradius?
The craziest thing
He
I
was-
ever heard of was there's some lake monster blustering
No,
about
no,
in
no.
the water southwest of here.
That's it. His name. His name is Mercradius. You never heard of him? We'll ask your boss. Don't worry.
He's a hermit who lives in the forest.
Oh,
Why would
ain't
he-
no one live in the forest. That'd be crazy. Well, that might
That's
be the
why-
craziest. I get it.
Right. Well, perhaps we should speak with your speaker. His name again was
Matthew. Speaker Matthew.
Matthew. Got it.
Phineas will turn away from everybody and just fly over toward the blue clam and wait outside for everybody to get back to catch up to him.
You can probably walk there in around the same amount of time you fly there.
Okay.
But as you leave the boy, he goes back to calling out, "Gemstone mine closed because of monsters. Speaker Matthew offering 50 gold. Anyone who clears it out." Goes back to kind of chittering and kind of kicking the ground as no one's really paying much attention to him. But you guys kind of seem to be the highlight of his day.
Well.
yeah.
Does anybody have any objections to clearing out the mine while we're here? Could be some income for us and help the town out.
It's not a bad idea.
The only objection I have is that we don't know how long it will take us to clear it out, and we don't know how much longer Phineas will be able to hold out without getting any proper sleep.
He does seem quite stressed. Perhaps the speaker will know of this hermit, and we could head there first before the mine. He does seem eager for a cure.
Yeah.
Worth a shot.
Okay, so our priority is to cure Phineas of his ailments, then the mine, and then the killer moose.
Where is the hermit supposedly
In the Lonely
located?
Woods.
In the Lonely Woods. So perhaps we could kill two birds with one stone by taking out Phineas's ailments, and then the moose, and then the mine.
I have a feeling they might be more closely related than we would like.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Well, let us see what the speaker has to say, this Matthew.
As you walk through town, Lara, you do get some glares from people, but most people just kind of keeping to themselves. You get occasionally like a friendly wave to the group, but then seeing Alara would kind of deter some of them from continuing to wave. But nonetheless, arriving outside this small tavern, you would see two bundled up humanoids. Seem like they're talking to one another. And kind of when you come into the light of the lantern outside of the tavern, one of them kind of waves to you in a friendly manner, kind of calling out before you kind of see his face, kind of bundled up with a scarf. "Oh, you seem entirely too prepared for trouble. What do you hear about the mine?"
Perhaps you must be Matthew.
He kind of lowers his scarf so you can see his kind of slightly whittled down tusks and his greenish hued skin. "I am. Alright, Roy. I'll keep it noted," kind of talking to the person next to him. "Go on in and buy yourself a drink." "Yeah, A little bit of a problem. But you wouldn't be looking to take up the job, eh?
I think it might be in both of our interests if we were to clear out the mines, but we do have some pressing matters, as he kind of looks in the air for Phineas.
Oh, I would have met you guys at the Blue Clam.
As you look in the air, he's just over, kind of like right behind your footsteps.
Yes. Our friend here has succumbed to an ailment, and we've heard that there is a hermit living in your lonely woods that might be able to cure him.
We try to stay out of the lonely woods, especially since hearing about that killer moose up, well, in Lonely Wood. It bothers more people up to the north. I don't think any of our, well, trappers kind of stick to the edges of the woods. We don't really go in them too much. Afraid it wouldn't be too much help on that department.
Perhaps you know his name. Phineas, what was it again?
Arcadius.
Okay, so I know the name. I know what it looked like. Not that that's of any help. A lot of people like to cover up a good bit. It is cold out.
Lara, did we get a description?
No, just that he's a tinkerer. Oh, sorry, an inventor, and he is honestly probably looking more rougher for wear anyway nowadays. If he's been out there for that long, trying to figure out how to stop the winter with a machine.
Oh, what? Ah, that sounds too complicated. Stop the winter with a machine. Oh, I wouldn't know if I saw it, but you're free to go check the woods. I mean, you like to get mauled by a moose. That's your fault. As I said, most of our trappers kind of stick to the edges of the south of it. Don't like to go too far in. Never know what you're gonna get. Back to the mine. I don't mean to pry, but it is kind of important, and you all do look quite capable. It pays 50 gold. Nothing to scoff at.
Yes, well, we would like to help you out with your mine, but more pressing matters would be to fix our friend. You see, he is integral to our party.
Oh, well. What ails you? Bird friend, I guess?
Yeah, I can't sleep. Think I'm cursed.
Oh. I just have a few ales. I'll be right as rain in the morning. Make sure you wake up and drink another.
Phineas like huffs and kind of like turns away.
Don't know too lot about not sleeping. So I haven't
Would
gotten my share of sleep in a good bit either. All
would you
this
happen to have any temples within this town that might be able to look at our friend?
kind of like wrinkles his nose a little bit. There are no temples here, friend. I wouldn't want to upset Oral at this stage of the winter. Looking for a temple, your best bet would probably be down in Bryn Shander. Here they got a temple of a light, some Lathander, I believe.
Yeah, they're
They-
useless.
My words exactly.
I see. Well, I'm sorry about your friend, and I'm sorry I can't help you. I would if I could. Hands are kind of tied with the mine right now.
Well, our first priority is to fix our feathered friend here, but we can certainly look into your mind afterwards. Perhaps you could tell us more details about that.
Yeah, alright. There was some other blokes come up and clean it out before you get there. They're getting the claim, alright?
Fair enough.
So, this is about a few days ago. There's some, well, kobolds crept into the mine. He kind of like leans in when he says kobolds. Kobolds too dangerous for the miners to deal with. There's also, well, before the kobolds showed up, one of the miners did go missing. That's what kind of prompted the fear of a monster, thinking it might have came up from the underdark. There's a hole going all the way down. It's entirely possible he just fell down the central shaft. Probably never find his body again.
So your problem is kobolds.
Right.
And you need us to clear out the kobolds, or do you need us to rescue the miners that went missing?
I mean, if the miner's still alive, obviously, yeah, his life would be important. As I said, I mean, I've been in the mine myself. I've seen that shaft. One wrong slip and you're down. It's happened in the past, but I think with the kobolds and people are thinking there's a monster in there. But the miners that have seen the kobolds have known there's a small pack of them.
This mine, is it able to be maneuvered upon normally, or do you need rope of some sort?
Oh no, it's we got systems in place in there. You go mine's about 30 minutes that way, northeast of town. Shouldn't be too much trouble to get along the path. Once you enter it, I mean, it's kind of, there's a couple of little spots in the start. But then once you get to the central shaft, there's actually a pulley system to help get you down. And then it just kind of winds to the lowest part. Not a particularly big mine, but it's rich with gems. Tourmalines. It's the name of the town.
Very well.
Yeah, you guys are a real creative bunch.
No, I didn't name it, and that'd be long before my time.
Forgive him, he has not had a good night's rest.
Oh, nothing to forgive. I understand. Water
Well.
under the bridge as they were. Although, probably frozen at this point.
Yes. Well, does anybody else have any questions for Matthew?
Mm,
And he does give the occasional glance to Alara. Not really saying anything of just like, mostly a curious kind of glance.
I think we
I
have
reckon
all
we
the
should just crack
information.
on.
Well-
It is probably like 6:30 at night at this point.
Well, thank you for your time. You'll find us at the east side if anything does come up. But, as I mentioned, we'll probably be in the lonely woods looking for a cure for our friend before we aid the gem mine.
Alright, understood. Just kind of flips back closed his scarf. Stay warm. Stay safe.
Right.
Keep an eye on your backs. Like, he's not saying that in like a threatening way. I know how that can sound. He's just saying that in like keep an eye on your backs.
I feel like Mo would have understood the notion, being around the 10 towns.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't all that helpful for our friend here. Gesturing to Phineas.
Huh? What?
You really do need some rest, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, he might not have had a bad idea. Perhaps a night of drinking might get you some respite from these nightmares. People do drink to forget their woes from time to time.
Hmm.
I guess it doesn't hurt. Unless it does. Huh. Do they have drinks the east side?
Matthew is already headed back inside the blue clam.
He kind of noted that there would be some form of drink in this town. Perhaps it would be in the east side. Well, anyways, we do need lodging, so that's where we should head for the meantime, unless anybody objects.
How far is it to Lonelywood?
2 hours.
And we're getting into the evening hours right now, right?
Yeah, it's about 6:30 at this point. It's dark out for sure.
Yeah, might as well.
All right, heading to the east side inn.
Yep.
Seems like a quaint but larger building. Kind of. It looks like separate houses have been kind of turned into a single structure. Rooms kind of. Well. Yeah, it seems like it's been kind of turned into one structure, like 2 houses put together. Ramshackled a little bit. And as you enter, it seems kind of quiet inside. A couple of patrons kind of drinking to themselves in the corner. Well lit interior though, and warm as there's a sturdy fire going in the hearth. You would see a willowy teenager kind of sweeping the floors as you enter. Seems like she's idly just kind of singing a tune to herself. Just lightly. But you don't see anyone tending to the bar, as there's like a kind of a bar desk in the eatery portion.
Is there the individual that was talking to the speaker here, Roy?
No, he is not here. He went inside the blue clam.
Okay.
You would see
Is it Luke?
like 2 individuals kind of in the corner just drinking themselves. Look like they're having a bowl of some sort of stew.
Was the Blue Clam a bar?
It was.
Oh.
Kind of.
Hmm.
East side is more of it's a restaurant tavern slash mostly an inn. But you can get food and drink there. It's just not a lively place as the dock bar of the Blue Clam.
Mo will go up to the bar and just like kind of knock on the counter.
The kind of spindly teenager kind of looks over to you. Oh, I'm sorry. I got distracted. Yes. Can I help you, sir?
That is all right. We need rooms for the night.
Oh, certainly. 5 copper a room.
Very well.
Comes with a meal, of course.
Is it 10 or 100 copper to a silver?
10 to a silver. So if
Here's
you,
2
yeah.
2 silvers.
Oh, thank you. The patronage is always welcome.
And do you have drink in this establishment as well?
Oh, yes. 5 coppers for an ale.
I put down like 3 gold.
Oh, all right. Well, she kind of like sets her broom to the side. You want me to just keep pouring?
Just keep them coming. Just keep them coming.
All right. You're a strange bunch. We used to visitors here at the east side. Well, always have strange visitors. And she'll go behind the bar and start pouring some ale for you.
Perhaps you want to slow down just a little bit, Phineas.
What do you mean?
Well,
Isn't that the goal? Get fucked up?
yeah, I don't know. Alara?
Yep.
I mean, help me out here.
Can I get another one? Another one over here?
Look,
Yep.
the way I see it, he's fucked up already. There's no harm, well, touch wood, because knowing our luck, harm will come our way. At the moment, there's no risk for him. We'll just, I'll just stay with him. He'll be fine.
Well, I suppose.
And the teenage woman, will pour drinks for Phineas pretty much until he says stop or passes out. Then you guys are welcome to join, because 3 gold is more than enough to buy a whole keg of the stuff that you're drinking. But kind of as she's pouring, she kind of keeps an eye towards Alara, but not in a like, oh, I hate you kind of way, more in like a kind of a little curious kind of way.
Yeah, Phineas drinks like 3 ales and then passes out. It's completely wasted.
That is easy enough to do for this little bird man. Do you want some help with carrying your friend to the room?
I don't think he weighs that much. We should be fine.
All right. That's just as well. My pa's bedridden anyways.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about a moose up in the woods, or maybe a crazed inventor hermit there, would you?
I don't know much about the moose other than what the rumors are around. I'm sure you've heard them. The white one eating the hunters. Hermits, though. Well, it kind of glances towards Alara. some 50 years ago, there was a mysterious woman, much like your friend here, except for her cloak was red and fur-lined as well. She stopped by here on the way to Lonelywood. She was alone and frightened. My grandparents, retired adventurers at the time, tried to console her. And she kind of looks down at her neck and kind of grasps a ring that you see kind of tied to her. A woman gave them a ring as payment for their hospitality. And not long afterward, though, apparently a howling wind burst in the inn and tossed the woman about like a rag doll. Well, my grandparents gave her time to escape, but the wind apparently battered my grandparents before it left on the hunt for the strange woman. It seemed a hermit if I've ever heard of one.
Do you happen to recall her name?
Oh no. She was, a traveler.
And the wind was hunting her.
Oh yes, that's as the story goes. That's what Father told me.
It wasn't a creature, but the actual wind.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, crazy stuff up here. Seems like it's just getting crazier as time goes on. Dark winter. Long.
Well, perhaps it's time for us to get our friend to bed. With the notions to Phineas, who I assume is on the ground right now?
Yeah.
Or on the counter?
Yeah, that's yeah. Alright, well, just go through that door down the tunnel and you'll pop up at the hallway where the rooms are. As there are kind of like interconnected tunnels to the two houses as well.
Fair enough. As I guess he'll just pick up Phineas by like the collar of his coat.
And she kind of goes back to her business and cleaning up the mess that he would have made. And yeah, if there's anything else you'd like to do before you guys bed down at the east side.
I think I'm good.
I'm sleeping.
I
Maybe not resting, but sleeping.
Fair enough. Well, each of you, and meals are provided at the east side as well. You can easily take them to your rooms if you'd like, or eat them in the dining hall. But kind of a quiet area here in the east side. You easily go to your rooms and get a long night's rest. Phineas, racked with those same dreams over and over. If anything, more intense tonight than they've ever been. I need you to give me a Constitution save.
I knew that was coming. Constitution. Ooh, not good. 5.
With a 5 of Constitution, you do wake up the next morning, pounding headache, thoughts rushing through your head, and visions of this powerful chieftain almost of a woman, eyes just piercing into you. You do have a point of exhaustion. But the rest of you wake up perfectly fine.
Well,
Turn the lights. Turn the torch down. Five more
Don't-
minutes. 5 more minutes.
I don't think drinking helped him.
Hmm.
It does seem worse for wear.
I don't think drinking usually helps anyone. But here we are. So, to the Lonely Wood.
The Lonely Wood.
Let's go.
Come on, Phineas.
All right, let's go.
Unless Phineas has any objections, Mo's just gonna kind of prop him up on his shoulder like a parrot.
Probably harder to keep him propped up as you're walking. He is bigger than a parrot by a good bit, but yeah. Heading out of the Lonely Wood, or out of Tourmaline, on the path to the Lonely Wood.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with Severage. Roll me a d20. Actually, roll me 2d20. As you start to make your way on this path north, you would immediately exiting the town be hit by blustering winds, as an unfortunate place to build this town, but the wind just kind of seems to always bluster down. And I would say, Severage, you would probably have heard of this at some point in time, maybe even encountered it. The path to the Lonely Wood is always very blustery and windy. A 5 and a 6. All right. Heading down the path to the Lonely Wood, you are maybe about 45 minutes on the trail as you find yourselves encountering yet another blizzard-like conditions. Wind ripping through. Just not good for anyone. Torches and lamps immediately kind of get blown out. Hear a howling along the wind.
Well, it seems like today is not the day.
And
When is it the day?
what are you guys doing as this blizzard hits? We'll say you are along the river or the lake, so it's a little, you're not really in danger of losing your senses or your, sense of direction, as long as you keep the lake to your left. You try and walk through it, or do you try to hunker down?
Well, normally it's a bad idea to continue walking through this, but the trail to the Lonely Wood is known to be treacherous.
Hmm. And we're on a time crunch as well.
All right. Pressing forward, Phineas nearly getting blustered over almost every gust of wind. And
Yeah, I think I would climb down from on top of his shoulders and
Oh,
like
yeah.
just kind of wrap myself around his leg. just hold on to his leg.
as you're trudging onward, Alara and Severage barely notice a figure kind of behind you in the snow. Barely, just this kind of outline that the snow is kind of not hitting. hear that howling once again.
Seems the wind has caught up with us.
Right.
What do you guys do?
Hmm.
You guys just wait, or you continue
And
walking
just
on?
walk.
All right. Continuing your path, you would see another figure in front of you. And as you start to approach it, this hulking, maybe 11-foot tall creature, pure white fur, giant horns, just kind of bellows out towards you all, roaring. And you get your first look at
El Musador.
oh, wrong
No, it's
thing.
not the moose.
Nope.
A Yeti?
Yep. A Yeti. Hearing tales of these but never encountering them yourselves, or if you had, you would probably very likely run. Just roaring out towards you all. I'm going to bring you guys to a map. Just bear in mind you can only see 15 feet in front of you.
So when we leveled up, I got to pick second level spells,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not able to prepare them at all. Even though I have one extra slot I can prepare from leveling.
You haven't been able to prepare any.
So I'm actually preparing one less spell than I'm able to prepare then.
It is a doozy. I'm not gonna lie
Okay.
to you.
I'm just confirming.
Gonna lower your sights to 15 feet each. And as this bellowing out of two Yetis approaching, barely able to see them in the light that Severage with the lantern and Mo with the lantern as well doesn't go very far. We're gonna roll some initiative, unless you guys have anything you want to do.
I would like to. Everyone, just kind of motion for everyone to freeze. And then I would like to roar back at said Yeti. And kind of,
All right.
how do I want to display? I don't know that we're not a threat. Well,
Or displaying that you are a threat. You tell me.
no, displaying that we're not threatening them. We're just
Passing by.
passing through.
Okay. Give me a persuasion check then, and it will be at advantage. As you all would hear Severage kind of almost call back in a very similar manner to them. Unfortunately, with a 13 persuasion, they do not seem undeterred as both of them call back, roaring out to you. Start leaping towards you all. And now we will roll initiative, unfortunately.
So I got a -1 to initiative,
Mm.
and I'm exhausted, so I have a -1.
Yeah.
So that's -2.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 2.
So you have a 0.
Actually, I rolled a 2 here too. Look at that. Or I rolled a 3. Oh no, I rolled a 2. Yeah, I don't have the exhaustion set up on the sheet.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay, sorry, I lost audio for a second. So, I know of
a Yeti weakness, but would Mo happen to hear rumors or know what Yetis don't like?
Here, I'll let you give me a history check at advantage real quick. Try and think of if you remember anything about them. 14.
14?
You would know that they're afraid of fire.
Okay.
But start things off. Severage, you were up first, kind of roaring out to match the Yeti's roar. What are you doing?
I'm just going to continue roaring at it and trying to dissuade it, but I can't see anything.
Trying to
We'll
use your
continue.
action to do so.
Yeah, that'll work.
So give me another. That's
I
good.
guess.
Another
Get-
persuasion. I will say, since you've already tried it,
Do we have... Did it blow out the lantern? Is the lantern still on?
the lantern is still on. You just can't see further than 15 feet away.
I might...
So you would just see kind of
I don't know how the
these
lantern is
shadows
necessarily set
in the
up.
darkness. So that's why your sight is just 15 feet.
Yeah. I'm just thinking if I can use it in any way. But
Yeah,
not
I mean,
really.
if your lantern can still be lit if you want. Kind of make sure it's shut. If you want to try to intimidate instead.
They're all the same roll, but I can make it with an intimidation instead.
Yeah, if you want to wave your lantern around in an intimidating fashion, roaring out, go for
Yeah,
it.
I will let it know that we will defend ourselves. Oh, yay. You know what? I don't care. I'm doing it. I just got it. We'll get rid of it
Just
again.
got it. With a 13. Another one kind of like roars back towards you. It seems like the one closest to you might be a little frightened. I'm gonna give him disadvantage on attacks.
Mm. That was my action.
That was your action.
Nothing with the bonus. I will step back. And yeah, no, I got nothing.
All right. I'll take us to Alara. Seeing one of these hulking figures with giant curved horns in the snow, in the blizzard.
Okay.
You can just barely see one out of the corner of your sight.
Okay. Do. I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
For I don't know how to for about here.
I got you. As it kind of lights up the area, the Yeti is going to make a dexterity save. Getting a natural 1.
Okay, so now we have advantage when attacking him.
And I will say this area. What does your fairy fire look like again?
Bunch of fireflies
Okay, gotcha.
just magically coming up through the snow.
As it gives off the faintest bit of light to where you guys could kind of see.
And yeah,
As it definitely
and then
fails.
I am going to move back a little bit.
All right. Yeah.
And that's it. That's
All right.
all.
That'll take us to Mo.
So the roars were the southwest where we were hearing it from?
You would hear it from the southwest and the northeast.
Oh.
As you can just barely see one out of the corner of your eye there.
Okay, he would run up to the one closer to him then.
All right.
As he runs up here, and he's just gonna take his lantern off of his belt and attack with that to try and smash it on the Yeti.
All right, using an improvised weapon. So roll me. Is it just not your proficiency bonus?
So just my attack, so plus
Just your strength.
3? Plus 3. So minus 2. Oh, that's not gonna hit.
That's going to be
So
a miss.
6.
Yeah, as you kind of lash out with your lantern, it seems to kind of like cower into the snow for a moment.
As I'm just going to stand in front of it with like kind of like the lantern held out in front of it, like fire bad.
All right. And just keeping it trying to keep it at bay with your lantern. I'll take us to Houndsden. Houndsden's gonna once again say, "I'm a big man," and they're both equidistant. Nope, this one's a little closer. Seeing Mo run up, he's going to also run up to this one, wielding his.
If I could I have directed Houndsden to go the other one?
I will say at the moment, it's too. Well, I mean, yeah, you could have. He was right there. What do you say to him?
Houndsden, be a man and protect the others.
I think he was here. I'm a big man. As he will do his best to run through the blizzard. Fortunately, he won't have the movement because it is difficult terrain here. So kind of rushing up, he'll take a spear and chuck it. As he chucks a spear. Or no, he'll chuck a hand axe. Sorry. He would have. I didn't say it, but he would have done it well, no, maybe he wouldn't have done it recklessly. Thought he had more hit points, so that's just not showing. We'll say he did it recklessly. Does he have that? Yeah. Throwing his hand axe recklessly. Dealing 12, 14 points of damage to this guy. As his hand axe kind of sticks into the big Yeti, just kind of roars out. Now got blood on its fur. That'll be it for Houndsden. Taking us to the big Yeti. Yeti to the south will look towards Houndsden as a flicker of light shoots out from the Yeti's eye, a little twinkle, and Houndsden has to make a Constitution saving throw. Houndsden takes 10 points of cold damage.
Just by looking at him?
Just by looking at him.
Damn.
And Houndsden freezes in place.
Damn.
As you would see, ice stick to Houndsdon terribly. The Yeti up here, looking down Mokatir, will also look at Mo with a flicker of cold light. I need Mo to give me a Constitution saving throw. All right.
23.
With a 23, you take 5 points of cold damage and are not paralyzed. It then attempts to claw out at you. Getting a 16 and an 8 to hit.
16 hits.
All right, as you take 6 points of slashing damage and 3 cold damage. For a total of 9. It's kind of both of them roaring out towards you. It's kind of lashing at you with its two, like, weirdly elongated claws. Kind of like a saber-tooth scenario. I'll take us to Phineas. The one that was covered with the fairy fire does not seem to move forward on its turn.
Okay. I will chill touch the guy in the fairy fire.
Alright.
That's an
There's an
advantage.
advantage. So Houndsdon didn't even have to go reckless, so yeah.
Okay, that is a natural 20.
Alright.
Right. And that's nothing changed with that, right?
No, you just have -1 to hit. But a nat 20 is still a natural 20.
And I get double the dice, or
It automatically does max damage, so
Nah, it's a
8.
spell.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah, so just double dice, yes. Thank you.
yeah, 11.
It will take 11 points of necrotic damage. As this kind of
and then-
spectral bird claw lashes out at him.
I'm gonna move over. I'm gonna try and find Mo. So I'm gonna move.
Alright. Speed is halved at the moment, so keep that in mind.
And I can only get there then.
Alright, but you do see Mo at the edge of your vision.
Yep.
That will take us back to the top with Severage.
He didn't. This one down here didn't move at all.
It seemed you frightened him for a turn, essentially.
I'm gonna take a step towards him.
And you can see
And
Houndsdon kind of shivering in place, angry face on, proud face, but surprised.
And yeah, I'll take 2 steps towards him and I'll keep yelling at him and growling and trying to convince him that it's not worth the trouble.
Alright, give me an intimidation check.
Do.
With
I'm definitely average tonight.
definitely average. But you do have advantage on these. On any.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'll give you advantage.
I didn't know if you wanted to do it since we're actually fighting him.
It still matters. With a 20, he kind of roars back and lowers his head a little bit. Like, for a moment you think he might charge you, but you're unsure.
You made the red. So, yeah, there's still 5 feet between us, right?
Yeah.
Ooh. Do I know if Yetis have reach?
You would note that typically they do not, unless they're very old, much
Okay.
larger, much more terrifying.
I would
form
like
of
to
Yeti.
stop outside of his reach.
Yeah,
So,
that is outside of it.
All right. Then I am good.
All right. And it'll take us to Alara. Seeing this Yeti kind of swatting at the fairy fires that are kind of like fireflies that are just kind of attached to it, not able to get them off. It does have a somewhat troubled look on its face.
Okay, just gonna take my shot. Um, I can't Hunter's Mark it because Verify is a
Right.
concentration. But no matter.
You can do your other
I'll
thing,
just
though,
make.
if you hit the psychic damage thing.
Yes, I can. I'll just make sure that I've got Hunter's Marker not ticked. Okay.
Uh,
Oh, for
you
fuck's
do have
sake, today.
advantage because it is fairy fired. So roll, go ahead and roll again.
Because we're in a blizzard, wouldn't it be
Oh,
disadvantaged?
that. Thank you for that. You're absolutely right. For that, I'll give you inspiration.
Okay, what do I do for inspir? Like, do I just
It
re-roll?
gives you a free reroll whenever you want. So you
Okay,
could use
well,
it for that if you want.
yeah, why not?
All right, 20 will hit.
Much better. And I'll do the psychic damage as well,
All
which
right.
is
It's got to make a wisdom save or be frightened of you as well.
yes.
All right. For 14 points of damage, six of it being psychic. Just kind of like bellows out this roar. Uh,
Yes.
anything else for Laura?
Mm, nope,
Taking us back
that's
to
it.
Mo.
All right. I'm gonna keep swinging my lantern in front of this Yeti here. Try and hit him.
All right.
So this plus 2 for 3. 17.
That hits.
All
Roll
right.
me a D4. And then +1 for fire damage, plus your strength.
So 5, 6. So 5 damage and 6 or 1 fire.
All right, taking 6 points of damage as a little fire kind of licks onto it, just kind of seems surprised and almost angrier at that.
And I'll just pull out my axe, action surge, and go again.
Okay.
23.
That hits it.
6 slashing.
It will take 6 points of slashing damage.
And then I will second wind. My bonus action for 6 points of health.
Hey. Get 6 health.
And that'll be my turn.
It'll take us to Houndsdon as he spends his turn trying to not be frozen. And at the end of his turn, he is not frozen. Unfortunately, he does get smaller because his rage ends. And he's just kind of, I'm a big man.
Get any actions?
No, it's at the end of his turn, I believe.
Because he just has to spend a bonus action to
He just has to have
maintain.
bonus action.
He doesn't
But if
have
he
a
gets
bonus
nothing-
action because he's paralyzed.
Oh.
But he shrinks and gets small, taking us to the Yetis. This one will give a glance towards Severage. Severage, I need a Constitution saving throw. As you take 5 points of cold damage as a little flicker of blue-white light shoots towards you. You just feel this shock of cold as the blizzard torrents around you. It will then spend its full movement in this blizzard to run into the blizzard as you can barely make out its light, and it disappears. The other Yeti, angered by Mo, unsure of actually what's happening with its friend on the other side, will look at Mo furiously, that flicker of white blue light towards you. Need a Constitution saving throw. All right.
14.
With a 14, you take 5 points of cold damage. And you are not paralyzed, luckily, and it will make 2 claw attacks against you. both at disadvantage, trying to like keep its distance from you. Just kind of like definitely keeping back, like you're at the very end of its reach, just trying to like not hit you where the lantern is. Getting a 13 and a 10 to hit.
Both miss.
As they both miss, it kind of just tries to like maneuver around you, but doesn't really have anywhere to go to try and get the better of you. Ending the Yeti's turn, taking us to Phineas.
I'm gonna try and chill touch that one. And it's
All
supposed
right.
to be a disadvantage. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay. So
Ranged attacks
yeah, disadvantage then.
in the blizzard.
Okay. -1 is a 15.
15 hits.
Hey. 5 points of necrotic damage.
So we'll take 5 necrotic damage, just kind of pulling out a tuft of fur with your bird claw.
And then to Mo, I'll look at him and see that he's kind of getting beat up.
He is.
Hey, Mo, that looks like it hurts. Shouldn't hurt that much. And I'm gonna cast a second level healing word.
All right. Get 44 plus your intelligence modifier.
I like these new rules.
Yep. Healing is a lot better and kind of worth it.
Well, it doesn't help when you roll a bunch of ones, though.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with 8 plus 3, 11 points of healing.
That's not bad. If you rolled 8, that's about average.
11 total, you said?
Yeah, 11 total.
Nice.
That'll be
Thank you, friend.
All right. Phineas holding your ground there.
Yeah.
That'll take us to Severage.
And then the one in front of me has run in that direction.
Yeah, it has run off away, seemingly
I'm going
very injured
to.
as it ran.
I'm going to do something I've never done before.
All
I'm
right.
going to point in that general direction and send it a message
Okay.
and let it know that we are not a threat, but we will defend ourselves if challenged.
In
And
response,
I'm just
come
going to
back.
roar as
Yeah.
loud as possible.
Yeah. Do you actually understand what they say?
I speak Yeti. I don't know.
Okay.
You define that.
So
That's
yes.
literally all I got.
So yes, you do. I wasn't sure if you spoke it or not. I should double check that. I know you have advantage on charisma checks with them though. So you would get a roar back. It says, "We're hungry, but okay. We'll find more food."
Maybe we can find a moose for them.
But that is your action, Severage. Anything else for your turn?
I'm going to take a step in that direction, but I can't see far enough, and I'm not committing to more.
Fair enough.
So,
Taking us to Alara. Alara getting pounded with snow here. What are you doing? Hearing noises of roaring from the south, but words from the north. The Yeti you were attacking has disappeared.
I'm just okay. Honestly, I think I'll hold my turn. I hold an attack.
Alright, for if you see the Yeti.
For yeah.
Alright. Raining your bow for if you see anything in this blizzard. That'll take us to Mo.
Alright, he'll pull the lantern back out and start swinging with it.
Alright.
Oh no.
Getting a nat 1. And I hate to do it, but a nat 1 is a nat 1. It would only make sense that your lantern breaks open and just kind of lights on fire the area right there, as your lantern is now broken.
Was the fire between us and the Yeti?
I would say it's gonna go right here.
Is that just a
Okay.
normal lantern, or is that the magic lantern?
No,
It's a normal
That
one.
was-
No.
I have the
that's-
magic
yeah.
one.
that was a bullseye lantern.
Does the fire give off light?
It does, but I would say because it's not like magical light, it doesn't help you see through the.
I can't pinpoint where it is.
You know what? Yeah, why not? I'll place a little light there. It's not that big.
Oh.
Yeah,
But
probably just that square. But
Alara, you would see the Yeti as fire kind of licks up there. If you want, you can make a shot. It'll be at disadvantage, but you got it.
Yeah, I'll do it. And
Had you ready to action.
at disadvantage.
14 still hits.
And honestly, I'll use the psychic damage on him as well.
All right. Let's see if he wisdom save. He got a 12. What is your DC? I think it's pretty high because you got a good wisdom, right?
I've got a +3. So yeah,
Yes.
spell save is 13.
All right. So he does seem frightened regardless, as he'll take 12 points of damage. As Mo, you kind of slam into it and just kind of knocks your lantern on the ground. It erupts with fire, and you see an arrow immediately loose across the battlefield towards this Yeti as it strikes it, roars out once more. Roar! And Severage, you would understand that is what?
I position myself between me and the fire and it
Okay.
to end my turn.
That'll take us to Hounds, and will trudge through the snow here. Lost one of his hand axes because it's stuck in the Yeti. He will throw another hand axe. Why not? Or you know what? He's got, how many hammers does he have? Oh, he's got one, so he doesn't have a hand axe anymore. He throws a light hammer. Getting a 19 to hit. As he's not raging anymore, but he does do 4 points of bludgeoning damage to it. Knocking into one of the horns. You hear it crack as it hits the Yeti. And that'll end Houndson's turn. Taking us to the Yeti. Roaring and confused. It is... Alara, does your special psychic attack thing cause it to do anything when it's frightened? Or does it just have the fear condition?
Let's see. Special. Frighten, blah, 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 blah. Force it to make a wisdom save. On failed saved, it has the frightened condition until the start of your next turn.
Alright, so it's just frightened. I wasn't sure if
So-
it was like it has to run away. So it is frightened. Yeah. It will still lash out at... Actually, it will shoot a glare towards... It can't see Alara. So it's going to think that Phineas shot it with an arrow, maybe. And it's going to shoot a gaze towards Phineas. Phineas, I need a Constitution save.
Constitution, you say?
I do.
It's +1, -1, so it's a straight roll.
Straight roll.
That's a 9.
As Phineas, you take 10 points of cold damage. And
What?
you are paralyzed. As you would see the snow just kind of start sticking to Phineas as he freezes in place. And then the Yeti kind of roars out towards Mo. attempting to claw over the fire, both at disadvantage. Well, the good news is you negated a natural 20. First attack getting a 10.
Misses.
Second attack would have been the natural 20, but instead got a 19.
Hits.
As you take 5 points of slashing and 3 points of cold damage. As it claws out towards you, seemingly just roaring in your face. Severage, you would hear, "I'm gonna eat you." But that'll take us to Phineas. Phineas, you are paralyzed for the turn. Go and give me a Constitution save.
8.
You are still paralyzed. Severage, hearing that yelling, "I'm gonna eat you." Everyone else just hears, "Roar."
This is difficult terrain, correct?
Yeah, at the moment, yeah, because the snow kind of pounding onto the
1,
ground.
2, 3. I can get there, so I will dash. I'm gonna run at it.
All right.
And I'm just gonna, throw my body weight into it, and then attack it with some weapons.
All right. You do have advantage because it is frightened. $20 will hit. And you pull out a dagger and nick it for 7 points of slashing damage as you cut into it. Its fur is about half red and half white at this point. It is not looking like a healthy Yeti, but doesn't seem as easily intimidated as its friend or family member. Unsure. Hard to tell with Yetis.
Can I make a second attack with the dagger because it has nick?
If you have another dagger.
I own 3 daggers. I just don't know how many I can actually draw at a time.
You can, as part of the attack, you can pull a weapon, and you also have an item interaction. So yes, you can quickly pull out another dagger.
So no sneak attack on the second one, but...
Nope. But still at advantage, a 20 will hit. For the same amount of damage, but still a good amount, as the... Looks like you kind of start cutting up one of the legs, and it kind of like starts to limp a little bit, bleeding out onto the snow as the snow is falling, but it turns red as it hits the ground. This thing is looking like it's near very badly hurt.
And I'm just going to roar at it and tell it to leave. But it probably won't get another turn.
We'll see what Alara does. Alara, what you doing?
I'm shooting it.
All right, shoot away.
Because I don't know what Seb is trying to do.
Yeah, you hear him roaring almost just like this Yeti.
You don't speak Yeti?
Yeah. Your attack will be a straight roll because you have advantage because it's frightened and disadvantage because of the wind.
Oh. Yay.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
That will of course hit it as it's roaring at Severage. It will do plenty of damage. I think it would do like 1 more damage than then you just rolled. But
yeah.
What does it look like as you end this Yeti's existence?
I just liked that as it's opened its mouth to roar again at Sev, an arrow just for it comes out of nowhere and just straight into its mouth through the back of its head. And it just collapses.
Yeah, as the arrow kind of hits right into its mouth, you hear that kind of as it starts to kind of gurgle and just plops down into the snow. And in the second that it is fallen, already covering with snow itself, the area around drenched in blood. As you all gather yourselves, the fire from the lantern goes out. Still blizzard conditions, but you can't be too far off from Lonelywood now. And that'll be where we'll take our little 5-10 minute break.
I'm no longer paralyzed.
Yeah, you'll come back in a minute or less.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll pick back up there here in a few.
Right.
And you know what, Severage, I'm going to give you inspiration for that, for utilizing that part of your background.
It didn't seem to turn out to matter, but my second dagger attack, I don't add my dexterity to it.
That
I'm
is
not a
fair enough.
2-weapon fighter, so
Fair
but
enough. Either
don't think
way,
it mattered.
yeah, I'll still give you inspiration for that, because it that did matter. Having one of them be feared the entire time, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll pick up there here in a few, and yeah, stick around.
Okay.
And we are back, folks. Back from our little cold break. And last we left off, our troop was on their way to Lonelywood. Blizzard conditions continued on, but seemed that there were 2 Yetis lurking about, assaulting them, scaring one of them away, actually, and killing the other. I believe Phineas, frozen in this brief moment, kind of passes. And yeah, that's where we're picking up. You guys still on the road, probably not, maybe an hour from Lonelywood at this point, kind of right in the middle of the path. What are you guys up to? Continuing? Or anything you'd like to do before you continue?
Well, will you help me get this Yeti off the road?
Yes. So. And I need to patch myself up afterwards.
Yeah. We have a few minutes, but let's get this body off the road.
Healing word myself back to full.
All right.
I cure wounds Houndsman.
He's actually not as hurt as it looks.
Oh, okay. Never mind
I
then.
know it says he took 13, so he should be at.
And is
He's
my
a
health bar
little
changing
low.
for you guys?
It's for me. It says 13 out of.
Because it still says 18 out of 18 for me. Does not change on my screen.
Fair enough. Well, it should on your character sheet, and that's the part that really matters.
It is changed on my sheet.
It does suck when you can't see the bars, though. But
and it even says like when I click on my thing, it has the right number in the red box. It just is not reflected.
Yeah. Well, Yeah, Houndsdon will like I'm okay. Yeah, we can pull the Yeti off the side and uh, he looks a little hurt, but not the worst. Are you guys attempting to take a short rest out here?
I'm not, but if they want to, I wouldn't. Like, I'm gonna push some snow around the body and
I would like to.
draw in the snow and have a little bit.
I would say if you want to, you definitely can take a short rest. As most things don't lurk in the blizzard, although you have encountered a couple of things so far, but it doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, not too bad. You can get a short rest in. Hamilton's gonna roll a hit dice too. As he's back to full. Yeah, easy enough to push the Yeti body off to the side. So it's not in the middle of this trail, which has kind of disappeared in the blizzard, but you can, there's still kind of like a furrow in the snow that you can see where the trail was. Hour passes by. Blizzard is starting to lighten up, but it's still somewhat present.
Everybody feeling a little bit better? Keep on going.
As long as we can continue on what is left of this path.
All right.
Zeb, you able to lead us?
Yeah, we can follow what's left of the road. Hopefully, this clears up soon. Is there a check I can make to kind of figure out? Is there a meteorology check?
It'd be a survival to see how long. I mean, it's hard to tell when you're in it, though. But I'd say you can make a survival check to try and best guess. With a nat 20, having lived in the north all your life, yeah, you probably have. Most blizzards don't last longer than 4 hours as they pass by the tundra pretty quickly. And honestly, here on the trail between Lonelywood and Tourmaline, they pass even quicker. So it'll probably be within 30 minutes to an hour before it's over.
These storms are harsher but shorter.
It's when you get closer to the mountains that they kind of stick there for a minute and can last for days.
We can push through.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mo, your feet aren't quite as big as Drax's were. Can you just like spread them out or like make your footprints a little bit bigger? Make it a little bit easier for me.
Fine, I suppose.
All right. So heading on the way, eventually the storm does clear, and almost just as the little bit of daylight starts to rise, you do arrive in Lonelywood, or at the edge of it, the small town, just kind of nestled at the edge of the woods and at the edge of the lake. Still a little snow falling. You would find yourselves in the small town of Lonelywood. Not really much hustle and bustle about this place. Seems like most of the buildings are at the edge of the wood, and even the trail that was kind of cut through the woods, some houses are kind of just like right at the edges. Plenty of trees growing 60, 70 feet tall easily. A lot of pine trees and the like. Get a couple looks from what look to be trappers around. A dwarven trapper, kind of like dressed to the nines in furs, and even kind of like a little weasel kind of. What are those called? The stoats? Stall? A stoat shawl? That's what I'm thinking of. Wrapped around and looks up to you all. Oh. What are you all doing up here?
This wouldn't happen to be Lonely Wood, would it?
Oh, yeah. A little far from home. And kind of gives a keen glare to Alara. And then kind of like a curious look towards Phineas.
Yes. Well, we heard that your town has been plagued by a moose?
Oh. Yeah. Fuck, I'd seen it just about less than a 10-day ago. Yeah. The only one to make it out alive. Murdered my brother.
So indeed this was a moose that killed your party. It wasn't a beast that looked like a moose.
Yeah. I'm a trapper, not a hunter. Didn't have my spear with me. Just my blade. It's a moose, alright. Is that what you're here about?
Well, that among other things. Did we speak to you about this moose, or is there a more appropriate person?
Well, probably a speaker. Hey, Nimsy Huddle. Just down the lane. Before you get to the waters. I'll give her a
Name is
knock.
Nancy Huddle?
Nimsy.
Nimsy. Very well.
One of them half folk.
You wouldn't happen to know a hermit out in these woods? Phineas, his name?
Oh, I don't know anyone named Phineas.
No, Phineas.
Shit, what was his name? I forget it now.
Macredius.
His name, Macradius.
I don't keep too much to hermits. Wouldn't know a name like that if I had it. Might want to go to the speaker's house, either that or, well, check out the Lucky Liar. A lot of fishers and woodcutters gather there. They tell tales. A lot of their tales are in the weaves as well.
Sounds like a good idea. So, this way to the speaker's house?
Yeah, right down there. Kind of points along the way. You can plainly see a larger building set to the side.
Thank you very much.
Huh,
Perhaps we can avenge your brother's death.
that'd be good on you. Kind of like with a huff, kind of starts walking away from you guys pointedly.
What? He said his brother died? But I missed that. They're writing in my journal. Slipping.
We'll find a cure for you soon, Phineas. I swear it.
Thank you. Thanks, thank you, everybody, for doing this for me.
So, heading to the speaker's house, just down the lane. You'd see what looks to be a larger kind of building, 2 stories. The door looks to be about Phineas's size, though. About maybe 3.5 foot tall.
I don't think I will be fitting through that anytime soon.
You just like duck down, or we can wait out here, or we can knock on the door.
As you knock on the door, you would hear some small footsteps skitter towards it. As the door opens, you would see a about mid-30s halfling woman. Kind of like 2 twin braids on either side. Looks to have an oven mitt in one hand and a little bit of flour on her other as she opens the door. Oh, hey. How can I help you?
You ever heard of Macradius?
Who? Come on in out of that cold.
I'll go in.
Like, you can probably fit through. Just give it a little squeeze.
I don't like tight places. I'll remain out here.
Oh no, I promise it's perfectly. If you want to use the back door's a little more sizable for you. You come around back. I'll
You'll take
lock
one
it
around
for
back.
you. There is a normal sized door in the back. But kind of heading into this building, looks to be an open kind of concept on the bottom floor here. You can see the kitchen and living area and dining room all plainly on this bottom floor. It has stairs that go up. The majority of the seats in here, chairs and benches and couches, are all halfling size. The counters are not, but there are some like steps up, and you can plainly smell baked goods as well. Those of you that are too big to trust the front door would walk through the kitchen and see freshly baked halfling-shaped cookies. You would see her kind of start gathering some on a platter. Come on, sit down. And kind of gestures to the living space area. Just make yourself comfortable. Sit anywhere. And kind of like pushing a bunch of cookies on a platter. And cookies.
I'll grab a cookie.
Thank you. These look delicious.
Oh, of course. Fresh out of the oven. Only way to get them.
Look, still warm. Still hot.
Well, yeah, you got to put it in your mouth. It'll cool it down quicker. You got some beak on you.
These are delicious. Thank you.
Shuffling a few in her mouth as well. So, what can I get you guys for? I'm sorry. These are so good. How can I help? Oh, I'm so rude. I'm Nimsy, Nimsy Huddle.
Hi, Nimsy. I'm Phineas. Well, we're actually here to help you a little bit, I think. We heard about the moose that's attacking people.
You would, as you say that, you would see 4 halfling children just kind of running through the living area as they come running down the stairs and just kind of like looks like they're playing sword fight with each other. And just for a quick flash, they kind of like stop at you all for a moment, gaze around, and without a word, they just bolt right back upstairs. No, never mind the little ones. What's the moose? Yeah, the moose. Terrible business. Yeah, loggers are being terrorized by the moose. Well, the beast has eluded all the hunters we've sent to kill it. We obviously depend on the forest for survival. I wouldn't be a very good town speaker if I let a dumb moose get the better of us. But here it is. She gives a kind of forced smile.
So it is a moose, then.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been murdering your townspeople?
Well, just the log. Not like, I mean, yeah, it's the people that live in the town, but when they're out logging or, the trappers.
How many lives has this beast taken?
About 10. A little more than I'd like, especially for our small, quaint village here.
And this is a moose.
Oh, yeah. A big one from what everyone said. A couple of people have seen it alive. They ran.
Sounds abnormal for here, right?
Moose attacking people?
Killing 10 people, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely not normal.
Okay.
Most moose, like, you just give them their space and they're fine. This one, like, seems to chase people. That's the craziest thing. But you're here to help, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Hey, have another cookie. Well,
By the way, Phineas, perhaps you have something you'd like to ask her. As he's kind of like loading his hands up with cookies.
You know of anybody who lives in the woods? An inventor? His name is Mercradius.
I don't think anybody's crazy enough to live in the woods. That'd be just, well, crazy. There's bears and wolves and, heck, even rumor of ghosts wandering around the woods. I wouldn't live out there. That's crazy.
And this moose.
Oh, yeah. The normal dangerous stuff. And a moose. Of course. She kind of thinks for a moment. I'd have to look and see if we had anyone come by here. I keep notes on all the, comings and goings. I have to look, though.
If you could, and let me know what you find, it'd be very helpful.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Do you know where the loggers are? I think we might want to talk with them next.
What do you mean?
About the moose.
Oh, I mean, well, most of them hang out at the Lucky Liar. That's where they go after they're done logging for the day. It's still early, though, so some are probably, well, still out on the trails. And get in the wood. That's how we, make a living here. A little bit of fishing.
Phineas is just throwing his mouth. He has a couple cookies, eating them.
And if the tray ever runs empty, you would see her quickly like pick it up and run back to the kitchen and fill it back up with cookies. What are you looking for?
From Mercradius?
Oh, you said you wanted to speak to the woodcutters. Oh, to see if
Oh,
they know about this Macradius feller.
yeah, or the general direction they saw the moose in, and we can know where to start looking.
Oh, in the woods. You follow the blood. That's what they said. Uh, moose are pretty big. They're usually pretty hard to miss. But hey, yeah, you're more than welcome to ask around town about it. You'll probably get the same answers.
Well, thank you for your hospitality and your cookies, as he has like a half dozen in his hands.
Oh, of course. Hey, cookies, I bake them every day. You never know when you get unexpected guests, and here I am, ready.
Well, we will look into this moose for you. These are really good.
Of course. And sorry about the door. I just got tired of always reaching up. So I had that one installed a year or so ago. But I kept the side door just in case for the rest of the folks. Maybe I should get another chair in here for you biggins.
It's not necessary. Anyways, we will be taking our leave now.
Okay.
That ceiling's a bit lower than I thought it would be.
Oh no, it's just the chandelier. Because I want to be able to light the candles. Uh, it's got to be low too. You know, I don't. Not all of us have wings like your friend here.
How badly are you molding Phineas right now?
He's haggard.
Kind of puff up a little bit for lack of feathers at the moment.
Well, if you excuse us.
Oh, of course, yeah. Don't let me keep you. Heck, you got a moose to go catch, right?
Of course.
And local butcher probably love to get his hands on that. Probably even pay for it too.
Where's the local butcher?
He's around. I can point you in the right direction.
That might be worth our while.
Well, probably won't help you unless you got the moose with you, right?
Of course.
Yeah, I can set up an introduction, and once the moose is dead.
Well,
But yeah, take as many cookies as you want, and stay warm.
We will certainly try.
Kind of like
I guess.
you would hear noises of scuffles coming from upstairs. Yeah, I gotta take care of these kids. I'm sorry, but yeah, you can go out the way you came. And she just kind of scampers upstairs.
Former leaves, he'd take a double take and grab some more cookies and stuff them in his pockets.
Easy enough to do.
I'll head out the front.
So, should we go to this butcher or to the Lucky Liar?
Yeah, from what the speaker said, we should just go in the woods.
Perhaps somebody at the Lucky Liar might know of your hermit.
Or anything that's in the woods.
True.
You're not going to try and get me to drink again, are you? Not going to do it.
Well, not today at least. There's nothing to celebrate.
Let's head off to the Lucky Liar then.
All right. Probably about 10:30, 11 in the morning still. Heading to the Lucky Liar. A little bit of sunlight still in the sky. Not a lot of noise coming from outside, but once you get in, you can see that there's essentially two large picnic benches, kind of like just long benches for everyone to sit at, and a single bar table with no seats on the other side of it. You would see quite a number of patrons in here, I'd say about 6 or so at the time. You would imagine at the evenings this place gets pretty full pretty quick. Uh, Behind the counter, you would see a raven-haired barkeep, a human woman. Looks like she's kind of keeping an ear and an eye out to see if anyone needs a refill. Sees you enter, gives a wry smile. Oh, hello. Uh, Come in, travelers. Come in out of the cold. And care for an ale. We do even have some mead from, well, good mead, believe it or not.
Thank you.
No thanks.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But, travelers, I don't believe I've seen the likes of some of you. What brings you here to Lonelywood?
I'll give an elbow to Phineas.
Man. In the woods, we heard about a tinkerer, an enter in the woods named Macradius. You guys, do you know if any of the loggers have ever mentioned anything?
Ah. How much would information like that be worth to you folks?
Yeah, I would like to know.
I may have heard a thing or two.
Be nice if you told us.
Oh, I'm sure. I am sure.
Mo will take out a silver and flip it to her.
Kind of eyes it looking down. Huh. I'm sorry, you said someone in the woods. Is that correct?
Yeah, an inventor named Macradius.
She gives a smile. I don't know of any inventors or people living in the woods. Dotted with living spaces, to be sure. Some would even say it's haunted by elven spirits of old. Still kind of eyeing that silver piece that Mo gave her.
She looking is it like eyeing it like she wants more?
Yeah, she looks disappointed. Pretty plainly.
I guess that's all we needed.
Mo will slap down 4 more silver.
Oh. Oh, yes, Macradius. Ah, yes, he came by here some time ago. Said he was working on some invention here or there, but needed to work in silence in the woods.
Do you know where specifically?
No, I don't go in the woods myself. He didn't say I'm going to dead center of the woods, or I'm going to the north side, or south side, east side, west side. I don't ask for directions too much, unless it is freely given.
Does he stop in often, or just
Oh, no, he came by one time.
one time?
How long ago?
No. As I said, about a 10-day or maybe a little more ago.
Okay.
kind of smiling as as Alara kind of speaks up. Don't see much of your kind up here. Sure, there's a story there.
Yeah, not one that you're going to be privy to, sweetheart.
Oh, that is
Right.
perfectly fine.
I'm writing a book though, so look for it to come out soon. You can read it all about that. Okay.
I would love to read your little novel. Now, surely you didn't come here just for chit-chat. Came for drinks. The day's still young.
We're actually looking for the moose too. I know you said you don't ask for directions. So are any of these other people in here? Are there any of them loggers?
Well, of course, well, and she kind of thinks for a moment and kind of points to the people in the bar, kind of like she's doing math in her head. Oh, no, I believe they're probably all out at well, logging camps. As to be expected. It's daylight. At least for a little while we still have some.
Would you point to where on the map these logging camps would be?
I think you have me mistaken for a cartographer who cares for directions of camps of loggers and hermits in the wood. I am sorry to disappoint, but I'm sure you'll be able to find some tracks. I'd wager there's trails leading to and fro.
Well, I suppose without directions we should probably look for them as soon as possible. I'm afraid we have no time for drinks this time.
Well, that is a shame. Be sure to stop by after you meet with your logger friends.
As we turn to leave, Phineas says loudly enough for her to hear, I think we just mistaked her for a nice bartender.
You would hear a light chuckle come from her.
Oh, head out.
Let's go wander the forest.
Yes, I was hoping for a little bit more precise information, but wander we must.
It'd be better if Severage rolled that.
Let's
Never
go
mind.
track a moose.
So
Let's go.
heading just into the woods, you would see some light trails kind of leading into the woods at the end of like different alleys and stuff. Some on the north side. You would have probably seen a couple as you entered going into the woods. Like old footpaths, essentially. So how are you going about this, heading into the woods?
Find a random path, and each one's about as likely as the other, so take
Yep.
one and see what we can find.
All right, so who is leading this excursion into the lonely wood?
Is it clear outside?
I mean,
weather?
it's a little hazy. It's not, I mean, not hazy. It's a little flurries and some snow falling.
Like what's
But it is light out at this moment. It's probably when you get done at the Lucky Liar, maybe 11:30. So you probably still have 2.5 hours of light left. Well,
Can
dim
I-
light.
Would it help if I went above the tree line and looked for clearings to see if there's anything, or is it too limited visibility to do that?
I would say, given the snow, you probably wouldn't be able to see more than like half a mile out, depending on how high you went. So not too far.
I mean, half mile, that'll at least give us some sort of direction.
Like a couple 100 yards.
Oh, I can do that if we need it, if we get lost or
Mhm.
something.
You can do whatever. It's your prerogative.
I guess we're just trying to track the creature.
Creature has to live somewhere. If there's any
Yep.
rocky areas, anything could use for shelter.
So who is leading the excursion? Essentially, who's going to be rolling the survival check? Is what I'm looking for.
And I don't want to.
Okay, I
I
can
think
roll it, or I can help, and Laura can roll it with
I
advantage.
I already have advantage on survival checks. Because of favored terrain, and I've got a +7,
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Fair enough. So
so I can
Alara
roll it.
leading the tracking and looking out for things with a 22 survival check. Go ahead and roll me a d6. And then roll me a
D6.
d20 as well. All right. After about 30 minutes or so of walking into the woods, Alara, you do notice in the snow large hoofprint tracks.
Got something.
Is it the moose?
Worth following.
Yeah, that's
All right. Following these larger tracks going off the trail, go for another maybe 30 minutes or so. Till you see in the distance, maybe 100 or so feet away, a lone moose. Looks like it's digging through the snow for something.
Letters. Are you able to talk to the moose like you were talking to those yetis?
Don't believe the moose are. I don't know. This moose has changed and it's killing people, so maybe. But
Do you only
are we
talk
hunting a moose?
yetis?
If we're hunting a moose, don't really want it to know where we are.
Good idea.
I would say this moose does look. It's not white fur. It has brown and like a dark brown coloration to its fur. A little bit of white from the snow falling. It looks like it's actually, as you kind of closer inspection, it looks like it's digging for some grass.
Looks like a normal moose. Not
I've got speak with animals.
albino killer moose.
Hmm.
Now, if you would like to speak with this moose, perhaps.
Maybe it could tell
Yeah.
us about this killer moose.
Maybe. I'd like to cast speak with animals.
Alright, so approaching it within 30 feet. Because I think speak with animals 30 feet, if I remember. It might be 60.
I will hand Alara a berry
It's
before she leaves.
self.
Is it?
So like I cast it on myself.
Right, but it's within like 30 feet of you or something. Or 60 feet. It's like creatures
Doesn't
within.
specify, but yeah.
It's within
I'd say so,
It's
yeah.
within the description, I think. Within. Oh. Oh, they change it in the 1D&D. Interesting. So coming up to the creature, so Severage is still casting good berries?
Yeah, as long as they still work.
All right. Let me know when you
Why?
let me know when you cast it.
When I
Like if it's like your nightly ritual or your
yeah,
daily ritual.
I guess it'd be at the end of the day.
Okay. Noted.
Give her a berry to eat, for this might also help you with the moose. Not much out here for things to eat.
No.
And Alara, as you would approach and speak with animals, as you start to understand the moose's speech, it kind of grunts in your direction and snorts. And you would hear it say, "This is my feast. You don't belong here."
Yeah, I know I don't belong here. We're not here for your food.
It is
We
my
won't touch your food. I know. And it shall remain your food. We're not here to take your food.
Give me a
I
persuasion
have a
check.
question. Oh, okay, goodness gracious. Come on. Oh, I'm actually not bad at those.
Alright, with a 21 persuasion. Fair enough. It is my food.
Yes. I have a question.
May as well ask it. While I am eating, if you don't mind. And it goes to munching some food, still staring right at you.
Do you know of a white moose?
I have seen one. Yes.
The people in the town say that they have been killing people, loggers, and others that have gone into the forest.
Yes. People coming from the people place. I don't think it likes them. I don't much like them either.
Understandable. Do you know where this moose likes to hang out?
I don't go near it. He seems mean and violent. More violent than others.
I understand. Do you know a general direction in which he lives? I don't expect you to actually show us, like you yourself go there, but even if you just point us in the right direction, and then we'll be out of your hair.
It wanders to
Yeah?
and fro. I do not know where it keeps. Not near me. If it were, I would leave.
Okay. I'm just thinking, is there anything else?
It doesn't seem to know where
Not
this other
sure if anybody's out here.
Mm.
Landmarks or other people.
Have,
But
yeah. Um, have you seen any people out here that aren't the people from the town? but like they live around here.
What do you mean? Not of the people place?
Don't know if he would be able to
No,
differentiate.
so they would have originally come from the people place, but they haven't been back to the people place for a long while.
Munching on some more frozen grass. Looks like it thinks for a moment as it's chewing. On the far side of the wood, there's a people building.
Okay.
I think there was a people in it. And stay away.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. For helping me. And I was just like, I've got some berries that
Oh,
you can have as a thank you.
berries.
Yeah, they're supposed to be pretty good.
I will eat them.
Okay. Oh, I give him the berries and then I walk back to the group.
And it promptly eats them from your hand. And, oh, that is good.
Thank you for your help.
No.
We'll be on our way now.
Thank you. You should have led with the berry.
I'll know for next time.
Oh, next time. I can't wait.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
I just walk back to the group.
And looks to like look down at the grass and like turn back towards you all.
We've ruined grass forever for this
Back to
move.
the grass. And it just starts to walk away into the forest. Don't want to eat grass anymore.
Like a dog you feed table scraps to.
Yep.
That hurts too close to home.
Okay.
So,
He
Laura,
doesn't know where the moose is, but he does know that there is a building on the far side of the woods that has a person in it that hasn't gone back to what he calls the people place, so the town, for a little bit. So I'd say that's most likely Macradius there. And honestly, we'll probably find the white moose along the way.
That's at least a direction. We don't have a direction on the moose, so we will head toward. I think we can head towards the building, and if we find more moose tracks, we can follow them then. But
All right. So heading on to the other side of the woods, the pretty much eastern or northeastern side of the woods. Which this is the biggest area of woods in all of the 10 towns. Alara, once again, roll me a... Actually, let me double check. Give me another survival check. And roll me a d6 and a d20. All right. Trudging through the woods. 2, 3 hours. Daylight fades. And you find yourself in darkness. Does Severidge light his lantern?
I will light a magic blue lantern.
All right, lighting the magic blue lantern. Well, it doesn't. It only burns blue when there's
That's fair.
elementals about, but yes, it sparks blue for a brief moment before returning to normal lighting. Alara, you do find what look to be more moose tracks.
Got some more moose tracks here.
The building's not
Wanna
going
follow?
anywhere, but the moose definitely
Yeah.
is. So
Okay. Let's head off. Follow them.
All right. Heading off, maybe honestly only for like 15 or so minutes after seeing the moose tracks, you would come upon what looks to be another moose just wandering through the woods.
to be expected.
Yeah. Okay. Back east. Was it eastward then?
All right, continuing eastward, ignoring this other moose. Just go ahead and roll me a d6 again.
Okay.
And a d20. All right. Traveling through the woods is no easy task. And this time, 3 hours go by. As... I'm sorry, not 3. I didn't roll for it this time. Or did I? No, I didn't. Yep, I was right. 3 hours go by as you just happen upon another moose just trudging through the snow-covered forest. Not seeing anything except for lone mooses. Meese?
Just moose.
Nice mouses.
I know. But you do see another brown-furred moose. Just a regular, ordinary moose. Nothing else. And it is starting to get dark. Well, not starting to get dark. It's starting to get nighttime. It's like 6 o'clock at this point. As you guys have been out in the woods for the majority of your day. Same day that you encountered the Yetis.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, since continuing onward, we'll let Severidge roll the D20 and the D6.
D20, D6.
All right. One hour passes. Traveling and trudging through these thick woods. You would see tracks of another moose.
Well, at least we know there are plenty of moose in this forest.
There are. Follow the tracks.
Give it one more, then guess we'll have to find a place to hunker in.
Yeah.
All right. Severidge, roll me a D6 and a D20. All right. You, after 2 more hours of time as it's starting to get later in the evening. Oh, where was it? I just had it. Would see a faint white glow behind some trees, maybe a couple 100 feet away. Looks like it's slowly moving. Almost wispy, but humanoid in form.
Just gonna hunker and watch. See what it does.
All right, how are the rest of you guys reacting? You would all plainly see this, like this just light glow in the distance as it looks like this woman wandering through the woods.
Follow suit.
I'd follow suit, but I'd be on guard since the last thing with light dropped a lot of us.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up, 20 feet up in a tree.
All right.
Hide.
And give me a stealth check then, Phineas, as you're hiding.
-2.
Yep. And the rest of you kind of starting to follow this glowing woman. And as you start to get closer, maybe 100 feet away, it just seems like she's just slowly wandering, stepping through the woods. Looks like she has a beautiful gown on, but all with this faint white coloration to it. Flowing
6.
hair with a 6. Looks like she has a bow in hand, ready for hunting or something. Looks like a fair elven maiden. As Phineas kind of clambers up into a tree, she quickly turns. Looks like she's knocking an arrow up towards where Phineas is. Locks eyes with all of you. Finally, the hunt continues. As she
Oh, for
says that,
fuck's sake.
her gown starts to kind of flow as she floats up 5 or so feet in the air. Her hair kind of blowing in a wind that isn't there. You would see this elven maiden now turned hideous and almost twisted as she looks to pull her bow back, ready to shoot. And as you see this woman about to strike out at you all in the darkness, aside from the lantern that Severage is carrying, that'll probably be a good spot to end tonight. I don't want to get too far into this, but we'll pick up there next time. As looking for moose, you found some, but not the white one. That supposedly eats people. Instead, you found an elven ghost woman who is on the hunt and seems to have found her prey.
Dun dun dun.
And yeah, we'll pick up there next week at same bat time, same bat channel.
Just a reminder, I am out next weekend.
Oof. Fair enough. So
But somebody can control my character if they want.
Mo will die first. I got you.
If somebody wants to control my character, they can. Just so that we're not out another player.
Yeah, Mo will definitely. I'm not gonna like count him out. He'll still be there. You guys are in the middle of this. Houndsden's still with you guys. But yeah, we'll pick up there next week. And Twitch, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.